And that's the theme music by Jason Palomara. It's called Let's All Go to a Boring Meeting. We're here for iHearIC Radio episode 124. This used to be a live radio show on KRUI where I would talk to local musicians and play local music and all that stuff. It is now a monthly feature on the Rock Hard Caucus podcast feed instead. I liked live radio, but
it's scary.
The wheels fell off about 3 years ago, and I never went back. So now it's just a podcast where I can record it at my house.
Cool.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice and easy. I don't have to rely on anyone else's schedule. Well, except, I guess...
mine.
I guess yours now. But today we're going to be talking with the man who graces the cover of this month's Little Village magazine, September 2023. Recording date, by the way, is September 18th of 2023. That's the day it is right now. I'm probably going to release this tonight, so you may be listening to it on the same day that we recorded.
Wow.
And I wanted to try to see if I could make you uncomfortable by opening up this cover story. I haven't said your name yet, so I want to reveal it in a very fancy, produced radio show way. What page do you want?
It's deep in there, dude. They make you go through all of it, so you have to read everything.
No, that's not you. Is this you?
The one in the suit, in the beard.
There you are. Okay, so this is for people listening. You're gonna have to guess who said this. Starting this fall, he posted, along with my work at Cornell College, I'll also be taking over the Kirkwood Community College Jazz Department. My main responsibilities will be directing the big band and one other ensemble and lecturing a popular music history class, among other things. So the man who said that here on page 29 of the current issue of Little Village magazine is sitting across from me right now on my couch. Blake Shaw is here. He's the guest for this episode of iHearIC Radio. Blake, welcome to my house. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me. This is a beautiful house. Love your wife already and all your kitties.
Good. Mm-hmm. I think, they're, Ashley likes you, for sure. My wife likes you. The cats don't like you yet.
I think if I had a little bit more time, I could warm up. They'd make them warm up.
They're very rude to first-time guests, but the littler one, she will warm up to you maybe by the end of this recording. We'll see.
Should have brought some snacks next time.
Yeah.
For the kitties and myself. I do like
and we could eat on mic. People like hearing that, if you chew into a microphone.
Love the ASMR.
It's good stuff, yeah. So, Blake, you brought a lot of music, so we will play some examples of your work soon.
Okay.
But let's talk more about this article here in Little Village. What else did you say? You also said, here, this is a good one. I have big ideas, but they seem so chill to me. And you elaborate on the page here, but let's elaborate in person now. What does that mean? You have big ideas, but they seem so chill to you.
That I'm just having fun. I want to do what other people want to do. I love collabing with people.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Dan Padley, has a lot of music.
Dan was the guest on iHearIC Radio 2 months ago.
Oh my gosh.
So
he beat me.
If people have listened to that series, you're familiar with Dan. So Blake and Dan play together sometimes.
All the time. Oh my gosh. Too much, I think, sometimes. No. I love Dan. Big ideas, but chill. That I just I guess that's kind of me psyching myself out too, because I don't want these things to be too big that they're unattainable or they seem unattainable. So all the things that my big ideas or whatever are things that I want to do here in Iowa and things that I want to help other people accomplish, and that's chill to me. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find some way to accomplish it.
That's a good attitude, yeah. And I mean that's accurate to what my perception of you over the past 10 years or so. Like you're a very prolific and productive person. You're always working on stuff.
Thank you.
And you're doing fairly big things, I think.
I guess.
So for anyone who maybe doesn't know Blake, you're primarily a bassist. Right. Mm-hmm. When did you start playing the bass?
Oh man, late, like everybody. cool, I think.
I've heard that from a lot of bass players.
I started on piano like a lot of people have done when they were little, like 8 or something like that. Some lady at church, just that route. And then I did, my first like time, except piano and reading vocal music, trombone was my first like real instrument. Quotes, doing hand quotes right now.
It's quotes because trombone is not real.
Yeah.
Actually.
And it's just a horrible. No. I love trombone, and I did it for 2 years, and I was like first and second chair, like always, and I could read really well. Yeah. And I just from what I remember, I don't remember ever having like too much trouble with it. The reason why I stopped, I wasn't really shown how it could be cool.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So trombone seemed kind of dorky.
Yeah, I was getting through the book fine, and I was like, well, I've accomplished this, but I was just naive. I had no idea what else it could accomplish.
Yeah. What do you think is like the coolest thing a trombone player can do?
Oh my gosh.
What's the ceiling for them in coolness?
Ceiling? Oh my! Some the bebop, the trombonist that can actually bop, play all those eighth notes like super fast. That's it.
Yeah, with precision. Yeah.
I wish I could. I'm not good at naming names. Gilks is his last name. I can't remember. Marshall Gilks, I think.
Gilks
is a trombone player, classical trombone player that turned jazz, and he can bop. Yeah. Like he can play all the notes very fast.
Marshall Gilks. I don't think I know who that is. Sounds like a jazz name though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. East Coast, I think.
Yeah.
There is one trombonist here in I love tangents. In Iowa that can bop like hell. We can swear on this, right?
Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Fuck. Jackson fucking
I did just
Churchill.
mention where you work though, so be careful in case.
I don't think they care.
I don't think they do either, but just be
Jackson Churchill. He's a trombone player in Iowa that can bop like really hard.
I don't know if
He's
have
new.
Met him.
He's just this. I think he just started this year teaching in somewhere in Des Moines, but came from Texas UNT.
Yeah, Jackson
lab band.
Churchill. You said
Churchill. Yeah, okay. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, watch out.
He's so nice guy. Such a nice guy. Anyway, I did trombone and I loved it, but I left it because I just didn't know how much cooler it could be. And really my bad.
You could have like joined a ska band or something.
I could have.
That would have been really cool, right?
In Little Lisbon, Iowa, they love ska music in Lisbon.
It's the ska capital of Iowa, of the Midwest.
Not very many people know that, but yeah, that's very true. Well, look, Wikipedia. So I started learning, teaching myself guitar. I took a couple lessons from this guy in Mount Vernon. Can't remember his name. And I was playing guitar and doing pretty well. I had a good ear. But my band director found out that I was playing guitar and he needed a bass player in jazz band. And for those out there that don't know, the first 4 strings on guitar are the exact same as bass. So it's like, the exact same thing. You just do it.
E-A-D-G.
Yeah. And I did it. I tabbed everything out.
Yeah. So you were playing guitar first and moved to bass.
To bass, yeah.
Like you said, it's all the same, right?
It's all the same.
Did it feel that way to you?
At that time, yeah. Okay. Because I was literally just so naive. I had no idea what was cool, what was bad. I would just want to do whatever made me feel good. And being in a band, that seemed cool and good, and it made me feel nice. And it led to so many other things because of it. Thank you, Roger DeYoung, my high school band, middle school and high school band director.
So Lisbon, you said.
Yep.
The ska capital of the Midwest, as we just said. I did pull up the Wikipedia page as you suggested. Lisbon is a city in Lynn County, Iowa, adjacent to Mount Vernon, where you said you took lessons.
If you blink, you'll miss it, they say.
I've known people who lived in Lisbon, but by living in Lisbon, that meant they lived basically in a field.
Okay.
Like nowhere near like
so
the,
you know a
the
lot
city
of cows,
itself.
huh?
Yeah. Population was 2,233 for the 2020 census. So
wow, I was going to say that sounds big.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was even smaller than that when you were growing up there.
I graduated with 50 kids in my class, dude.
Yeah.
It was tiny.
Here, and you graduated probably around 2010, right?
2008.
Oh, wait. That's the year I graduated high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At that time, it was in the 2010 census. 2,152.
It was still 2000?
Yeah, 2000.
Okay, I'm off then.
So you would have been born like
89?
89. Okay. Okay.
80s baby.
Yeah.
It was a good year.
Yeah. So, I mean, did you grow up in Lisbon like really young too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
So from the time of your birth till the time you graduated high school, it would have grown by like 500 or so people. So a time of great growth for Lisbon, Iowa. Well, we should talk more about, your development, but maybe we should just listen to some music.
We can do that too.
Yeah.
What are we going to listen to first?
Yeah, I was going to ask what's a good place to start because you shared a folder with me.
I did.
And everything's just kind of in alphabetical order here, so I don't know what's a good place to start.
Well, and now that we've gotten started, all this other music is coming to my head. I wish I would have put in my very first record that I did in high school, but maybe for another time.
Anything that's available online I can play.
Okay.
But that sounds like it might not be.
It's actually in my Google folder.
You could just share it with me and we can play it later. Yeah.
But let's start with okay, let's start with this tune that I wrote during my undergrad. Actually it was during my master's. Okay. I think so. Yeah, it was during my master's, because it's called T.A. Black. And the story behind this tune, this is a blues that I wrote for my master's project at the University of Iowa. Mm-hmm. For your in the jazz program for the masters, you write and produce and record original music for an album.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. And during this time, I was a TA in the jazz department for the jazz history class that Steve Grismore was teaching. Mm-hmm. And, 200 kids or something like that. And there was 4 or 5 TAs. I can't remember.
200 people in one class?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was.
I've never really had that experience, like the huge lecture
I
class.
hope I never have to do it again. I don't know how you learn anything or teach anything, for that matter.
I mean, that's just like you're doing a show at that point.
Exactly, man. You're just standing up there and talking and, so this is my first year lecturing. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I like to say jokes and, check on people to see if they're smiling
there should be
or
some
whatever.
Back and forth, ideally. Yeah.
With 200 people, it's like a Zoom. It's like in-person Zoom. Zoom meetings. But anyway, I was TAing this class, and this particular class had a lot of students that weren't from the U.S. So they were learning about this music and the culture all at the same time, which is a great class to do that because it's a little bit of history, but mostly fun music to listen to.
Right. Yeah.
And
America's best cultural products.
So, as you can guess, there were some language barriers, just a little bit. And, yeah.
Remember, this is called T.A. Black, so I can see where this might be going.
Yep. So, a lot of emails, to me, specifically to me, would read, Mr. T.A. or Mr. Blake, or more than once, I kid you not, T.A. Black. I don't, and I could not figure it out. And we've talked about, my fellow TAs and I talked about this a lot. Like, was it really the spell check that respelled my name, Blake, to Black? Or were they just trying to tease me or something? Or
hopefully
I don't
not
know,
that.
like playing on their, but I would do that, if I was in a foreign country and it was very obvious that I wasn't very good at speaking that language, I would probably play with people a little bit.
Yeah.
So T.A. Black, that's where this title came from. And it has nothing to do with the melody that I wrote, or I guess maybe, like I said, it's a blues and it's a kind of a fun, melody or whatever. And that's a fun title. That's as much as the two are connected.
Yeah. Well, let's listen to it and then we can talk about it more later, maybe.
Okay.
So here's T.A. Black by, Blake Shaw. And he wrote this, during his master's program. That was T.A. Black Blues by Blake Shaw, who's sitting right here in front of me. That was on an album that you produced to complete your master's degree, right? I just wanted to mention to people, in case you enjoyed that, you can find that on Blake's Bandcamp page, blakeshawbass.bandcamp.com. Album's called Listen Here, H-E-A-R, like hearing with your ears. Listen Here. Get that up on like streaming services or anything too?
No. Okay. I have a few physical copies left too. If people really want to get a CD, I'll basically give it to you. I'm sick of moving it to all my new houses.
Yeah. You can stream it on Bandcamp, or you can buy it for $8. It says buy a digital album.
Please just take it.
All right, so who else was on that? I heard you playing bass.
Yes, that was me playing bass. I figured you'd
be pretty prominent on your own master's album.
I actually, it's funny that you say that. I didn't. There's not too many bass solos on that record.
Okay.
There was one whole bass solo piece, and I have that solo. I think there's maybe one or two other solos. But I love writing for my friends. And that group, that album was recorded with the Blake Shaw Quintet, with Dan Padley on guitar. Someone you probably
we just
heard.
Talked about him.
And that guy. So I love listening to Dan. Any era of Dan is wonderful, but it's fun to go back because he does not.
When was this recorded?
2015 or 16. Okay. I can't remember. 16 probably.
A previous era of Padley.
Yeah. So, and he sounds completely different. He's like a Miles Davis, just constantly changing from project to project, but always staying true to his own voice.
Wow, right. That is super complimentary.
I love that guy. And then we got Christopher Jensen on drums, another one of my bestest friends, who we do everything together. All of our music projects, we have so many under our belts, and I'm so glad we've done it together. He's someone that just makes anything sound good, and he's also he just has a wonderful personality for someone who plays drums, because he can be very accommodating. Some people, and it's not always bad, but some people just have something to prove, and that this is their sound, and they and those people have to pick.
So he's maybe less egotistical than you'd expect.
I wasn't going to use that word, but yeah.
I'm dropping bombs.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens to this and is a drummer, you're on notice.
Yeah, yeah. But he just, he's just a perfect person to collab with, because he has enough of his voice that he would like to put on her, but also wants to make it the best that the artist who wrote it wants it to sound.
He's one part of the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then in the Reed section, the perfect duo in my eyes and ears here in Iowa, Ryan Smith and Nolan Schrader. And I don't mean to lump them together, because they both are just fantastic musicians on their own, and that's what makes them so much better together. So I
think we mentioned both of them on Dan's episode of this as well.
I'm sure, because they play in all his music too. We're all buddies.
Two of the state's best for sure.
But they double on everything. So they play multiple wind instruments, and they also play them all very well.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to me. I can hardly play bass. So it's really cool. And I take advantage of that like so much. I say, "Oh, okay. Yeah, just play bass clarinet on this one. You got it."
Yeah. And, I mean, you want a variety of sounds. So if it's possible, throw it in.
And so everybody in that group is or has composed music, and that's why I think I just love us all together, because we're all listening, and we're all very democratic musically.
Nice.
Also in politics, kind of, but very very musically, we're very democratic, meaning that we're totally cool with taking the lead, but also giving it up very, very quickly, which, now that I think of it, democratically maybe isn't the best description.
Do you all vote on it?
No, not at all.
But I like that approach in like collaborative music making a lot. Like, maybe on paper someone's the leader, probably you in this example, but in practice, everyone's on the same page. We're all like, all right, we're all going to make something together.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in where you want, lay back, listen to everybody else.
Absolutely.
That's collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
We're building something as a unit.
They're very confident in their roles as the band, but they're also just, because they've composed and because they play so many instruments, and I'm talking about everybody in this band right here, they're just so able to jump on anybody else's role. Like anybody in that band can play a bass line on their instrument. You know, anybody in that band can make up some comping backgrounds or whatever on their instrument, whether it's the chords or just playing one note at a time or whatever. And it really is so nice to lean on, and because it feels so good, it also feels really good to do it for them. You know, when it comes my turn to be the bass BASE foundation, for the others. So I just love them with all my heart.
Yeah, for sure. Sounded really good.
Thank you.
Did you want to move backwards now? Because we talked about growing up in Lisbon, and you threw in some like last minute examples of music you made back then.
So I think this first tune that we should play is called The Underwear Song, and it's probably just like the perfect audio example of how my mind worked and where I was at during this time. And just so you know, this was recorded at the United Action for Youth in Iowa City, Iowa, when I was 18 years old. I'm pretty sure they still have this program. I know they have a recording studio, but if you're under 18, you can sign up and record for free, which back then for me, that was like, what? Whoa, a recording studio, my music for free. This whole album, this one, I can't remember as much, but throughout this whole album, I overdubbed or multi-tracked a whole bunch of instruments. So I was playing bass and I was doing guitars, and I overdubbed my voice with harmony and stuff like that.
And this is all you?
This is all me. Okay. So everything on this, I think this is just acoustic guitar and voice, but we'll see in here in a second when I remember.
So that's kind of indicative of something we said earlier, this quote that I pulled from here. Like, you have big ideas, but they seem chill to you. So at 18 years old, to record a whole album that's just you, I mean, that is kind of a major accomplishment for someone that age, I think.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was chill.
Exactly.
You know,
you weren't thinking about it as like this huge, like monumental task to complete.
I was in my bedroom
something you
getting
wanted to
this
do.
stuff ready, and I was just doing stuff that I knew that I could do. You know, I tried to find some other sounds or whatever, but if I didn't find them, then it didn't make it or whatever. you know?
Yeah.
Just chill.
That's interesting too. Like you had like conceptions in your head that couldn't quite be executed. So you just didn't do it.
No.
Something to work on for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start with the Underwear Song, which is about 30 seconds long.
Oh,
is that right?
Wow. You gave away the surprise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
it's actually really long.
Yep.
So here is the Underwear Song.
I wanna see your face, smell your hair, sneaking through your window in my underwear. I wanna see your face, smell your hair, sneaking through your window in my underwear.
So that song's about like a creep.
yes. This is before I learned about consent. All right.
Well, you know, not all lyrics are like autobiographical.
Yeah, I wasn't actually jumping in people's windows, just dreaming about it.
You weren't, right?
I don't know. No.
And not every song is like an endorsement of the content that's being presented, you know? Like this is from the perspective of like a villain.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You do recognize that would be a bad thing to do.
I recognize very, very seriously that I shouldn't even joke about it. That's why I played it, because I want everyone to know that I really understand this. All right.
Yeah. He's changed. He's grown and changed since he was an 18-year-old.
18. That's great. So I just said that I thought it was just acoustic guitar and voice, but I multi-tracked this one as well.
Yeah, there was
some bass and 2 vocals.
Yeah, there was a harmony in there, vocal harmony
and stuff. So wow, okay, I forgot that how much I did on this one. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's a problematic nature to the theme of the music, but it's like it's funny. It's yeah. Like, I don't know, man. People can sing songs in characters that are bad. I don't think it's like a crime that you wrote that song.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to do the other one?
Let's do the other.
I also got Again. Is that from the same thing?
Yes. Okay. This is just a contrast because this is also. So the first one was kind of just where I was at being a silly, dorky little teenager, and then this next one is a country song.
Okay.
All right. It's a progression that repeats over and over. For my students, if they're listening, it's a verse chorus form, I think. Yeah, because there's a chorus. Good. I'm speaking the truth. Growing up in Iowa, I'm mixed race. I'm black and white, and but I don't know the black side of my family. So I was being raised by family and friends, mostly white people.
Lisbon, Iowa.
And Lisbon, Iowa.
White place,
yeah, there was like maybe 3 other black kids in the high school at this time. And so I've always been very musical or whatever, but during this time I was like really coming into myself in many aspects of my life, just musically I was just all over the place. And this was I just love this time of my life thinking back because I was listening and playing anything that made me feel good,
exploring.
Yeah. And this is I haven't written too many country songs since.
Yeah.
But I enjoy this one. I like the melody on this one.
I don't think anything that I've heard you play, I don't think I would consider country.
No.
That I can recall anyway. So
this will be
interesting.
Dan and I have we've messed around with country jazz.
Sure.
We like doing hokey rhythms with complex harmony.
Yeah.
I feel like such a nerd professor saying all that crap, weird words.
That's what we are now. We're professors.
I know. I still, it hasn't fully sunk in yet that I'm like a real adult teaching other adults yet. So I have to talk like this at the end of sentences when I don't believe in myself.
Yeah. You got to undermine, self-deprecate.
But country jazz.
Yeah. We'll talk more about our jobs and how we aren't qualified for them after this.
Yeah.
But here's Again. The name of the song is Again.
Again.
So that was Again by my guest, Blake Shaw. Written, recorded when you were an 18-year-old man.
Yeah. This is crazy. I haven't, that specific tune I have not listened to in a long, long time. And it's crazy for a couple of reasons because I mean, now just listening to it, and with the ears that I have now, the chords that I'm playing, I know I had no idea what they were, or it was just stuff that I found. And the harmonies are like, I know I'm critiquing myself, so it's a little weird, but they sound good or whatever. Like they make sense.
Yeah.
It's crazy also.
And it was all kind of intuitive. You hadn't like studied that stuff.
No, nothing. I had not taken any, like hardly any even lessons, music lessons from anybody. But also the lyrics are just like, I have no idea where they came from.
It sounded like a lot of like regret, like you made mistakes,
like nothing. Yeah. At this point I'd never been in a relationship or even close to anything of a relationship yet. So it's kind of just funny and weird to listen to myself write and sing stuff like that.
There was a line in there that was something like, "Will you remember me when you're 33?"
I honestly, it was probably just because it rhymed. You know, I don't.
And that would be like about now, right?
Yeah. Well, 1 year ago for me.
You're around 33 now. Yeah. And you hadn't listened to it much.
No, I've showed people, but I don't remember showing anybody. I mean, from what I remember, this is the first time I've listened to it in literally years.
Yeah. And you just happened to come back to it right after you were 33.
Yep.
So off mic, I was saying that the melody reminded me of a Green Day song. So I just wanted to play that for you real quick. So this is Waiting by Green Day. It might be loud. Hang on. No.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, now I recognize...
Your melody just reminded me of that.
I didn't recognize when you said the title of the tune, but now hearing the Green Day tune, I'm wondering if I was influenced a little bit by that, because I recognize that tune.
I've seen you play like Brain Stew live, so I knew that you knew some Green Day.
I love jazz gigs, that I do. Sometimes it's a little older folk, but I just love putting that one in the middle of a set and freaking people out. Because I don't sing it like, what's his name?
Billy Joe Armstrong.
Yeah. Billy Joel Armstrong. I don't sing it. Billy Joe. Armstrong. Not Joel. Joe.
Yeah, that's another guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't sing anything like him, so it works, but it's just another little thing that makes me giggle in my sleep every once in a while. So.
Yeah, that was the album in between Nimrod and American Idiot.
Okay, then
it's kind of a weird transition for them.
I didn't realize it was that late. That seems like one of their earlier ones, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, we were talking about the teaching and how. So we were in school at about the same time. Yeah. When you decided to get a master's degree, what were you envisioning for yourself as like a career?
Money.
Yeah, a master's degree in bass jazz. What is it exactly?
Oh my gosh, that's hairy. It's MA. It's a Master of Arts. That's all my diploma says.
Oh, that's what mine says too. Actually, it doesn't get more specific. Than that. But I have a Master's of Arts in music composition. Yeah. So then, what's yours?
I depending on who I'm talking to. Most of the time it's jazz performance, a performance degree. When I'm talking about tunes or say, I'll say jazz and composition.
Okay.
Cause I took a lot of composition classes with John Rapson.
And
a little bit with Steve Grismore and stuff like that. So and I wrote this album. Yeah. So I did composition or whatever, but on my thing, it just says MA in music.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I have it framed in the other room as like, it's almost like a joke. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't say anything.
Does it even say my name? I don't know. No, okay. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it should. They're supposed to give it to you with your name on it. They make you write it in your soul.
Lazy.
So yeah, were you thinking, did you want to be a teacher?
I think so.
Okay.
I think, I did kind of fall into where I am right now, but I've been thinking about teaching for a long time. I love sharing. I love helping people if I have something that you want or I can help with, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
So I've always had that, and I've been teaching like private lessons since my undergrad.
Yeah.
To make some money on the side, but it's something that I taken seriously, and like I really loved it, especially when I had students that wanted to be there. Anyone that's taught lessons knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kids get pushed into stuff that they don't really care about sometimes.
But also with it's not just jazz, but a lot of the things that I want to do kind of fall hand in hand with teaching or going to do master classes or stuff like that. I just being a musician is like only playing music is incredibly hard.
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to live in like a building, like a structure
with 4 walls, all the people that I have seen do it well around here and elsewhere are doing both teaching and music. Kevin Burt, Kevin B.F. Burt, who is the blues guy here in Iowa, and now nationally known. Finally, I remember seeing him when I was like 10 or 11 or something, like really young, and just not thinking of it then, and just people like him, growing up seeing him perform, and then also finding out later, they do clinics over there. They come into high schools and they talk and talk about their lives. Or
he doesn't have like a regular teaching gig.
He doesn't have a regular thing. No, but he does. He's got stuff. He's got a Blues in the Schools program thing that he's done elsewhere and whatnot. So he can do it. So I think having role models like that, like, kind of told me, that's how I have to do it.
Right. It's probably going to be part of the equation. Yeah.
And now that I'm here, so for those that don't know, this is my second year at Cornell. I'm just directing the jazz ensemble, and now this year I've added, I'm the bass teacher, professor, so I'm doing that as well. And then I'm also, this is my first year at Kirkwood. It's actually like 4 bands now. That article, I lied because I didn't know what the heck I was getting into.
Yeah. Well, this was probably, when were you interviewed for this?
Before school started.
Yeah. Maybe this is a peek behind the curtain, because I also teach at the same community college as Blake. I had no idea what was going to happen until basically the 3rd day into the school year.
Yep, exactly. I'm still figuring things out. Geez.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too. Yeah.
But yeah, so I have like 2 big bands and like 2 or 3 smaller ensembles that I'm doing there. And now that I'm in the thick of things, I love being busy, and I actually do love being busy, but I really love being financially stable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
This is the first year in a long time, and I didn't even realize I've been hustling for a while, and not in a bad way. I mean, I'm just playing all the time with my buddies here in Iowa.
The worst is if you're like busy all the time and not paying your bills. Yeah.
I've been there.
Extremely stressful place to be in.
Yeah, but what was I saying? Can't remember now.
I was asking if teaching was like an aspiration of yours.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like kind of.
Yes, definitely
Part
now.
of it, yeah.
So after all that, seeing people do it, and seeing them do stuff that I want, I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer. I've played, been a guest artist with, big bands and concert bands and stuff like that. And I do not think I would have gotten that chance if I wasn't doing the things that I'm actively doing, besides playing.
Right.
I do this thing with KCCK called Schoolhouse Jazz, and it's a small jazz ensemble that goes around to elementaries, and I'm the artistic director and narrator, and we have this story, and I sing and play bass, and we talk about the instruments and be silly with
like
jazz.
a Peter and the Wolf kind of thing.
Kind of, but jazz.
Yeah.
Less like I'm just thinking of the duck now. So we don't do anything like that.
Sure. Yeah.
know.
Which animals, which instrument? You know.
We use our real voices.
Well, maybe we should just listen to some more music.
All right.
'Cause you brought a lot of it. So
I
we should
did.
play a lot of it.
All right.
Do you want to do something that you already sent me, or did you said you had a vocal album you wanted to touch on too?
Okay, your choice. Can we have a caller? Do you want to hear me play cello next? And sing, or just hear me sing? That was a bad two choices.
Well, yeah, why not get some cello in here?
All right. So this group, I like to do a little bit of everything, like we're talking about here. This is a group called Free Grass. That is Dan Padley again. Sorry about
I've heard
it.
that name.
And Tara McGovern on fiddle.
Tara's
and
also
myself.
very cool.
Oh my god, I love Tara as well. I love all my friends. And then myself on cello. This is a tune called Born to Be Blue. And this is my favorite tune written by Mel Torme, who was a jazz singer, pretty prominent in the like 70s. Yeah, because he died. I think he died in the 90s, late, or maybe he did make it to the 2000s. I can't remember right now. But in the same era as just a little after Ella, Ray Brown. Oscar Peterson, that kind of late 50s to 70s kind of jazz, that kind of stuff. That was Mel Torme. He also wrote the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on the Oak.
Of course,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's how a lot of people know who that is.
So I love this guy, but I don't sing anything like him. They call him the Velvet Fog, and I don't have a velvet.
What do they call
voice.
you?
Just Blake usually,
or Black.
Yeah,
T.A.
Black. T.A. Black.
Yeah.
So this is Born to Be Blue, played by Free Grass.
Yes, indeed. Here it comes.
Day nothing strikes me funny. Now my world's a faded pastel. Well, I guess I'm luckier than some fool. Whoa, I've known the thrill of loving you. Oh, you found it more than I was created for. Oh, 'cause I was born to be blue. Oh, born to be blue. Born to be blue. Born to be born to be blue. Be born to be blue. Be born to be blue. Be born. I said born to be blue. 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 Born to be blue.
That was Free Grass Trio playing Born
Well,
to Be Blue.
free grass.
Oh, not Trio?
I don't
That's
know.
not part of the
actually.
I guess in my head they were Free Grass Trio, but
Maybe you're right. Actually,
in this case it was a trio for
yes,
sure,
it
right?
is.
So
Mhm.
okay,
And that's the core of the band.
yeah.
Just us three.
And that trio was Blake Shaw on vocals and cello,
Mm-hmm.
Dan Padley on electric guitar, and Tara McGovern on violin,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. And that's a song by Mel Torme, who it turns out died in 1999.
Didn't make it.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see.
And I can see the 21st century and all its
What
everything.
was, Y2K. I bet he was really upset about missing that. Like, what's gonna happen?
yeah, on his deathbed, like, oh, I'll never find out if the bank software gets updated properly.
My mom works at the VA and has since like I was 4 or something, so forever, so
Yeah.
30 something years. And she does computer stuff, so IT, but records. She's done a little bit of everything there.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Anyway, I remember her talking about Y2K, and like everybody's scared about it, and I was scared, because
Yeah.
adults were scared or whatever. But now, just looking back, like, duh. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
just
so silly.
you seen the movie Office Space?
I haven't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to forget, but like part of the plot of Office Space is that Y2K is coming.
Okay.
Like their jobs are like rewriting software.
I'll have to go see that movie now, because now I need a
Office Space.
Y2K
Like,
movie.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at watching movies. I'll just put that out there. So
Yeah.
don't ask me again if
Okay.
I've seen anything.
Next week. Every time I see you, hey, did you watch Office Space yet? I'm obsessive about it. It's a very 1999 movie. So, keep that in mind.
Wonderful.
the cultural standards of 1999.
Is this
It's
that?
it's not too bad.
Is that comedy duo? The guy with the red, long hair, and there was another guy that didn't speak very much.
Oh, that's Penn and Teller.
No, the other one. That's the old duo. There's another younger one, but they're old now. Oh my gosh. It kind of like Bill and Ted, esque, type personalities. Who the hell am I thinking
Are you talking about real people or Beavis and Butthead?
No. Oh. Dang, it's close to that too. Who am I fucking thinking
It's one of
about?
my favorite comedy duos.
Oh man.
Beavis and Butthead.
I'm
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I'm gonna be. My
Well,
brain's
there's no
gonna-
prominent duo in Office Space. I'll just say that.
Okay. He had the guy that talked a lot had long blonde hair and was
Jay and Silent Bob.
That's
Got it.
exactly
All right.
who it is. Thank you. Oh, my brain can rest easy now.
Kevin Smith. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that movie.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean they've got Clerks, Mallrats,
Yep.
Chasing Amy,
Mhm.
Dogma.
Oh, I have seen Dogma. I have seen that one.
Yeah. We don't need to go down the Kevin Smith filmography, but we did get to that. Jay and Silent Bob. That's who you're thinking of.
Yep.
Yeah, that Mel Torme song was originally recorded in 1946. I looked it up.
Oh,
So
boy. Older than I
long,
thought. Wow, that's that's wonderful.
Yeah, that song's got a long life.
His, I played, his son, one of his sons was a guest artist in the Muscatine Symphony Community Orchestra.
Nice.
And this was during my undergrad, so maybe 2013 or maybe even before that or whatever. And that was an experience because I was already a Mel Torme fan by then. I can't remember his name, but something Torme, was this kid's name. And he was like from LA. And from what I know of this guy, he can sing all his dad's stuff, but also has like a whole bunch of modern, like 90s, stuff or whatever. I don't know. But, so there's no real, point to this story. I just wanted to mention that.
You met one of the Torme children. Yeah. I'm seeing a Steve, a James, Tracy. I don't know. But Mel Torme is from Chicago, so he probably had some Midwest family. A reason for someone to end up in Muscatine.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense too. A friend of mine who is in her sophomore year at Lawrence University has a couple classes with his granddaughter.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't have his granddaughter's name here. Doesn't look like it.
That'd be creepy. Too creepy.
A lot of stuff's on Wikipedia, it turns out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mel Torme's personal life section of Wikipedia.
How many wives did he have?
He was married 4 times.
Oh, 4 times.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep. 3 divorces.
Oh man, that's so much
And then
energy.
the last one he died married, it sounds like.
That's too much. I hope I just have to get married once. But that it
I'm on
even
number
seems
1
daunting.
so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Yeah.
luck.
I'm not planning on number 2 ever. Yeah,
right.
I don't know. Is
Good.
marriage something that you like think or talk about?
Being committed to my partner is really important, but like the whole, I definitely would like to have a marriage ceremony, but it's gonna be a while.
Sure.
I'm trying to afford to eat today.
Sure.
You know, so.
And you want a big, extravagant, luxurious
Well,
ceremony.
Though I can tell you this, there'll be good food and good music. I don't know
That does cost money.
I don't know about a building.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, or parting gifts, or anything like decorations. I don't know about that.
Right.
But the
Food and the music, that's
the most important.
well, the
part.
venue is important also, but the food and the music, I think, is what most people will care about.
Yeah. That's the only thing they complain about. And whenever I go to the wedding, how long it was the food good, and how the music was. That's all I would care about. So
Yeah. Yeah. People also might scrutinize your attire, like your fashion.
I don't care enough about that.
Yeah.
Maybe my partner would, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
Do you want to play an example from this vocal album?
Yeah, let's do a weird one.
I was going to ask, when did you start playing cello? I want that information too.
So I've touched a cello. The first time I touched a cello was sometime in my undergraduate, but I was just like a friend's or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it seem longer than it is, but it isn't. I'll just be honest. I started cello like during the pandemic.
Yeah,
it was my
like
pandemic.
seriously. Yeah.
I was my pandemic project, and I just needed something smaller that I could sit down with instead of standing up with a stupid stand-up bass all the time.
Yeah. The pandemic was all about sitting down as much as possible.
Yes. But, and as you can see with all the different stuff that we're talking about in my projects, I'm not very good at doing nothing.
Yeah.
So it was difficult for me because I needed to do something, but I didn't really have very much to do. So this was a completely new thing, and I just my ADHD brain just latched on.
Good.
And it's such a beautiful instrument.
Cello
And
rocks.
It's so close to the voice, just
Like the pitch range? Yeah.
and the tones that I can
Sure.
get. I just feel it's just really vocal and musical sometimes. And, it kind of just started out as I was just kind of curious. What's with this fifths?
Yeah, right.
Tuning in fifths.
Yeah, bass is tuned in fourths, cellos in fifths. Yeah.
It turns out that fifths and cello are depressingly easier than double bass.
Yeah.
For my undergrad, for my senior recital, I did the whole Bach cello suite on double bass. I'm pushing up my nerdy glasses on my nose right now.
If you flip over did you say this was your bachelor's degree?
Yep.
If you flip that over on the back, it actually says that you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did all those, and I just killed myself, and it was hard, and I hated it. I love that music, and it
but
makes
playing
it is very, very difficult. And then you pick up the cello, and you learn one scale, and you can do this tune. I can sight read the Bach cello suite,
Nice.
at least the first one or whatever.
Well, a fifth on a bass is like, well, especially if you're way up here, it's like pretty far away, right?
It's incredibly far. You have to move along. And on cello, I can stay in one position and get like 2.5 octaves almost without shifting. And it's like, duh, of course I want to play this instrument. And it's lighter. And it's wonderful. I love, and I've been able to, with the cello work that I'm doing with Free Grass and just a few other projects right now, I'm able to branch out on my rolls. So on that tune that we just listened to, I was only doing pits. I didn't get the bow out on that.
Yeah.
But my bow sound is okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can play in tune, and I don't sound like a complete beginner. And
Did you say rolls?
Rolls.
So that's like arpeggiating.
No.
Right?
I'm talking about musical rolls, like playing the melody instead of the bass line.
You mean like ROLE?
Oh,
that roll?
Yeah.
That's what you mean? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you're using terminology. I didn't know.
No,
but
cinnamon rolls, yes.
Yeah, rolls as in
I'm hungry.
bass line, melody.
Yeah, yes,
whatever.
that. Yeah. Just being able to go back and forth and take the lead on a melody, not really low in the basement like I always have to, or whatever. It's been really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I don't think I mentioned this earlier when we listened to Again, that country song, but a bass solo in a country song is like
I bet
pretty unique. I don't think I hear that. Really.
Absolutely,
not that I
you
listen to a lot of
don't.
country, but
me either. But also, sorry, a sidetrack. That was a time I knew no theory.
Sure.
I knew some major scales and I knew how they should sound or whatever. And so to listen, I forgot about that. But to listen to me do a solo, it was in time, pretty groovy with the rest of the instruments that were going on. They're all correct, air quotes again, correct choices or whatever. And that's crazy that I was doing that already.
You had good instincts. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so this vocal album.
Yes. So
you gave me the option of a cello and vocal or just a vocal. So you have this album called It Happened.
That's a play off a title of a jazz standard called It Could Happen to You. All right. And it's a love song, just like all the other, everything else that's written, I feel like. But, so, this was my second album with the quintet, with, Dan Padley and Christopher Jensen and Ryan Smith and Nolan Schrader.
Right. We heard them on the TA Black Blues. Yeah, at the beginning.
And, so this is my second record. It was, 2017. It was at the end of my master's degree and I just needed something else. I felt like I needed something already, which was dumb, because I think, I can't remember for sure what we say, 2015 or 2016 was my first album. So I should have waited a few more years or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted, I didn't have anything vocally recorded yet. So I wanted something like that out there so I could, try to get more gigs or whatever. So yeah, this is all, arrangements that I'd done, that I had done on my own, vocal arrangements, no, instrumental on this album. The particular track that I'd like to play, this will lead into some other stuff. This is probably, one of, top 5 bands that I'm in, that I just love playing with, and this is Trio. This is Christopher Jensen on drums and Nolan Schrader on wind instruments and sometimes bass.
So this is the quintet minus Dan and Ryan.
Yeah, so on the same record, I had a little bit of everything. But these the Trio has, for all three of us, I think, has been just a really great vehicle just to do whatever we want. It's an experimental trio where we play in, but we play very out. You know, we play what we want. Everything seems in when you just play what you want.
Yeah.
So this is a standard called "You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To," played by Trio on my album It Happened.
All right, I got that right here. Here it starts now.
No, 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 no. You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire while the breeze on high sang a lullaby. You'd be all that I could desire. Under stars chilled by the winter, under an August moon burning above, you'd be so nice, you'd be paradise to come home to and love. You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire while the breeze on high sang a lullaby. You'd be all that I could desire under stars chilled by the winter, under an August moon burning above. You'd be so nice, you'd be paradise to come home to and love.
That was a You Be So Nice to Come Home To from Blake's album It Happened, and that featured Trio. So that was you, Chris Jensen, and Nolan Schrader. Right. I've listened to this before. I was playing that off of YouTube just for behind the scenes. You also have it available on your Bandcamp page, blakeshawbass.bandcamp.com. This one, I'm pretty sure the Iowa City Public Library has.
Oh, cool. I remember.
There's like a local music project thing that they've got on their website.
Cool.
I think this is on there.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I haven't even thought about it, and I since they paid me, I just forgot about it. You know that? Okay. Wow. I'm glad that is that still a thing?
Yeah, they just added something to it like last month. I remember seeing.
Nice.
So icpl.org. If you have a library card and you want to like download some files off the library website instead of using Spotify or whatever.
And is that Iowa artists only, or?
I think it's just Iowa City. I don't think they even went outside of town.
I need to check that out because that's really neat.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it actively in a long time, but back when I was doing this on the radio, I did do a couple episodes just dedicated to what's on there. Yeah, the local music project on the icpl.org homepage. Oh yeah, they added back in July they added an album by the band The Negotiators.
I've heard that name before.
My college choir director Mark Falk. That's his band.
Oh,
yeah,
cool. All right.
And then they had looks like in May of this year they added Solstice of 7 Decades by the Wenlock Group. And it says it's a new age album. So that's very different.
What the heck?
I haven't seen
That's
that
where I'm
one.
going to be discovering music from now on.
And then you were added, It Happened was added to that February of 2020.
Cool.
And then it looks like they took a break for a couple years.
Oh, I wonder why.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Karen Meat, Crystal City.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
Deb Tiemens, River Glen, Dana T.
Cool.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
I know some of those people.
And a good variety of stuff too. Like normal jazz.
Normal jazz. I don't even
Weirder
know what that
jazz.
is. Weirder jazz. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been going for an hour 15.
Cool.
So we should start aiming for an end to this.
I guess so.
So I've got this little village thing here. It has a couple of your upcoming dates on it.
Oh.
The Blake Shaw Quartet is playing. This is like a regular gig you have,
Yes,
right?
but the time is wrong.
Time is wrong.
In the magazine.
Okay. Well,
all right.
The Blake Shaw Quartet plays at the Graduate Hotel. Is it every other Thursday?
Second and fourth
Thursday of every
sometimes
month?
there's 5.
Sure.
know.
Right. So those are coming up on September 28th, October 12th, and 26th.
Yep.
November 9th and 23rd. What time do you start?
At 6:30 now.
6:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I don't know why, but yeah, 6:30 to 8:30. We're just hanging out there, grooving, making people happy.
Yeah. So that's like a regular thing you do. You got any like extra special shows coming up, like fancier one-off performances?
Oh my god, I do actually. I'm opening up for my hero, Kurt Elling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
at the Engler on September 30th.
Yeah, I will be working that show.
Oh
so
yeah,
I'll see you.
Yeah, and of course, and Charlie Hunter's a big influence of mine too.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Charlie Hunter is a 7-string guitar player who plays bass lines and chords and melodies and improvises all at the same time. He sounds like 2 different, and he brings 2 different amps, or that's what's in his rider too.
Yeah, it's incredible. He played at CSPS when I was in college.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been. I must not have been cool yet. Was that with like?
It was solo,
just by himself.
It was incredible.
Oh my god, that would have been fantastic. Wow.
And I had like barely heard of him, but Steve Shanley told me it was happening. And
anything that Steve says, you go. Charlie Hunter. I mean, what he's doing is incredible, and
he sounds like a lot more than one.
Like
one
more,
instrument. Yeah,
but his groove, his time is just makes me hate him so much because it's just so perfect.
He's played Iowa City Jazz Fest before too, right?
He did a duo, and I'm Demola. I can't remember the drummer's name. Andy Mamola. I can't. It sounded along
Something
that
like
line. But yeah.
Anyway, you're opening for that show.
Yeah, so
that'll be great.
Super Blue is there with Corey Fonville and DJ Harrison as well, and they're everywhere right now, and it's so cool. I'm scared. But then also I'm playing at Noche with my big band, which will play something from them.
Yeah, that could be maybe our closer.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
On October 13th. So those are my big gigs coming up.
And we do most likely have people listening to this from Des Moines, so they will.
Oh, cool!
They will know to
Awesome.
go see you on. You said October 13th,
Yep.
right?
I think that's a Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, it is Friday the 13th, actually. So I
Yeah.
have to do something freaky that day.
Yeah. It's my sister's birthday too.
Aw.
So she won't be there because she lives in Marion now.
Show canceled. Okay.
Sorry. Anything else? Any other shows coming up?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm going on tour with River Glen for
right,
a half week. River is one of my bestest friends as well that, Dan plays, music with, and Nolan every once in a while. And then Justin LeDuc on drums, and Megan Smith, I gotta remember that. She just got married, does some back vocals, and those people I just love. You know, who cares if they're also really good at their instruments or whatever. They're just wonderful people to be around. Megan and I are driving together, so we're gonna spend a lot of time in the car, and I'm not, worried at all. You know, we get along so well. I just love them.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. And those are my big stuff. But I'm playing every single week still. I'm stupid. Even with my full-time teaching stuff, I can't say no.
I don't think it's stupid, but
Dude,
not being able to say no can be a problem.
I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
sleep. And I mean, I guess that just makes my music even more manic and better. So
Yeah. You know, you force yourself into a different headspace, you know, depriving yourself of like certain human necessities. And
that's what artists
it just
have to do.
forces creativity out of you.
You can't just like be privileged and a musician.
Right. Yeah, you have to be struggling to survive in order to make really good art.
You know it.
That's what we've all learned.
We went to school and we're teachers now, so
Yeah, we're very smart.
we know
and
what
we
we're
know
talking
that
about.
Suffering is the only path. Do you mind if I plug one thing that I'm doing?
Okay, yes, of course, duh.
This is a ways off, but I want people to know. My friend I can't even say his name. Brian Pankrot and I will be playing at the Public Space 1 Close House on November 17th in Iowa City.
Cool.
As part of our BC J's Peas project. We're playing a few Midwest shows.
You gonna scream into your
this fall.
saxophone?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite
I'm
things.
definitely doing that. I've been playing the saxophone through. Like,
I've seen your little
I
clips of
posted a
your
video from my garage.
stuff. Yeah,
yeah. I've got
it's
like
getting bigger and bigger.
I've got like a reverb unit and like a guitar pedal. And I was playing through a bass amp, but it was like too
Bassy?
muddled. I didn't have enough of the high end in there. So I have to like bring a whole PA now.
Oh man,
to get it all
that's
out.
where it starts. More and
I just
more.
completely fill the car with gear to play the saxophone.
Yeah, that's
But
how my gigs are now. Ugh.
It's not enough to just play the saxophone. It has to be
More.
It has to be processed, and it has to become a cyborg, you know? Yeah. But our friend M. Denny is going to be opening for us.
Cool.
So Iowa City, Public Space 1, Close House, November 17th. Get it on your calendars now. A night of weird music. So, do you want to... We can end the show with a big-ish band
Yeah,
recording?
I'd like to do that. These are unreleased. Well, no, these are live. I'm gonna do can you have an EP if it's only 2 songs? Is that still an EP? Or just singles? You're releasing 2 singles at once?
My problem with those classifications is like, if you upload like a 40-minute track to Spotify, it'll be like, this is a single. It's like, well, yeah, just because it's one, but how long would the EP be with those 2 tracks?
I honestly probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's an EP.
Okay, so I think I'm going to release an EP of a couple big band tunes. So this is my big-ish band, the Blake Shaw Big-ish Band. I can't afford to have a full big band, so I have 11 people, 11 counting myself. 7 horns, 3 saxophones, 2 trumpets, 2 trombones, vibraphone, which I love in a big band setting.
Yeah.
Vibraphone, guitar, drums, bass, and vocals. But
I mean, that's pretty big.
That big-ish
Yeah.
is the thing.
What's the number for like a standard big band?
20 to 22.
Yeah.
You know, five horns in each section ish. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes it's just 4 for trumpet, brass things or whatever. But yeah, around that.
So you're talking like half of that.
Half
but
of
it's
it.
still so big.
It's so big,
Yeah.
and it's so many schedules, so many mouths to feed,
that's
and lots of
if you're
money.
making sure everyone's getting paid, like that's great.
This band has been really a really good learning experience because I've been the biggest band has only been together for. I mean, I've only been writing for like 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And, I've hustled before that, but, finding enough money for 2 to 4 people is a lot easier than 11.
Yeah. And even that's not always easy.
Yeah. Tell me about it. So, just having to, have all the music organized in one place and, making sure that every single gig is worth it because that's another thing when I'm lugging, 10 other musicians with me. I have to. There can't be 3 people in the audience.
You gotta. Audience has to outnumber the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate those gigs that happen. I don't mind playing two people, but yeah, 11 people to 2 people is a little much. So So this has been my baby for the past few years, and I've learned a lot about arranging and composing for big ensembles. So let's play an original of mine, and this will be Everything I Have Is Nothing. So the people in this band, they're all educators, which I think is really cool. Every single person in this band teaches lessons or is a band director or is currently a professor on their instrument or in jazz or is retired. We have one retired jazz professor as well. So I think I just not only do I just feel really cool and privileged to play this music, but like also these people that I'm playing with are like the people.
Yeah.
Can I name some names?
Yeah.
So Christopher Jensen, Dan Padley, Nolan, and Ryan Smith, Nolan Schrader, they're there as well.
Your standby guys.
My standby guys. But then, I think on this particular recording, cause it switches out every once in a while, but Dave Hagedorn from, Minnesota, he, taught at St. Olaf College. That's where he retired from just 2 to 4 years ago. I can't remember now. But he loves coming down and visiting us and playing music with us. We got a really good relationship with him on vibes. And then, Anthony Williams on trombone.
Yeah, he's awesome.
From
he's really good.
Oh my God, he makes me feel so good. And then Rich Med, another retiree.
Yeah. Is he retired now?
Yeah. That just happened.
Okay.
I say in between 2 and 4 a lot because I cannot tell time after, the pandemic. But it actually was like around 4 years ago that he retired. So him on trombone as well, and then I believe I can't remember. No, it was. I think it's Tony Lefevre on trumpet.
Awesome.
Who is teaching? Oh my gosh, teaching middle school. Where is she at now? I can't remember. Dang it! Sorry,
Tony.
Sorry, Tony. And then Emma Cryer also on trumpet, who's still in school here.
Yeah, young.
Yep.
Right.
The Pocket Trumpet on Instagram for those. She's got a lot of followers. Oh my gosh.
Really.
And then Lynn Hart on, I think she's playing tenor on this one.
She's also awesome. Listeners to our podcast may recognize her last name, but I don't know if we want to explicitly make that connection right now.
Oh, okay.
We get into controversies sometimes, so so for those in the know, yes, Lynn is who you think she is.
If you know, you know.
And she's incredible.
Yep. Really
great.
Oh my God, another person that just makes me feel so good to be around and play music with at the same time. She's teaching up at Decorah, at Luther, so and other places, extensive private lessons. She's like heavily sought after for the kids that are really serious about it.
Yeah, back when I was in school, she was like the number one.
Did you take lessons with her too?
I did not.
Oh, sorry, I got excited there. All right. So trumpets, trombones. I gotta make sure. Yeah, that's everyone. That's everyone in the band. So yeah, this is my tune. The full name of the tune is "Everything I Have Is Nothing If I Don't Have You."
Okay. And this is an original. So we're ending on a Blake original. And this is going to be it. Like,
okay,
have you said everything you need to say about it?
I think so. Okay. Oh my gosh, I feel so cool being on a podcast. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. I mean, I should have, like, back when I was doing this on the radio, I should have had you on then too. But I guess I was intimidated.
Yeah, radio killed the TV star. I don't know. Whatever. I was just trying to be
I think
cool.
radio was the first casualty of that war, right? Because it was video killed the radio star.
Oh my god!
So it's been dead a long time. Has anything killed video?
Just ugly people, I guess. Just kidding.
Yeah, but it was great talking to you. I mean, I've always admired like your work. You're always working really hard and getting a lot of stuff done, and you've always impressed me. So
thank you, Justin Comer.
And we don't get a lot of opportunities to actually just talk to each other.
No,
we're always like working when we're around each other.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And then I go play or something.
Yeah, we're like I'm working a show that you're playing, or like we're teaching, or at work or something. Yeah.
Yes, nice to see you, but I need a little bit more voice in my monitor.
So this has been fun, and now we're gonna end with "Everything I Have Is Nothing If I Don't Have You."
Yeah,
is the full title. A Blake Shaw original performed by the Blake Shaw Big Ish Band, who you out in Des Moines can see at Noche. That's how you say that, right? Noche. On Friday, October 13th, beginning at 7 p.m. So go check them out if you like what you're about to hear.